Welcome, welcome. We are doing chapter 3 of Flying Solo by Ralph Fletcher. Actually, we're going to do chapter 3 and chapter 4 because they're both pretty short. So, chapter 3 begins with Jessica Cooke, and then chapter 4 is Sean O'Day. So, let's go ahead and get started. Chapter 3, Jessica Cooke, 7:08 a.m. She stared at herself in the bathroom mirror. Amazing how skinny she had grown, and tall. She was the tallest kid in the whole sixth grade, which suited her fine. Jessica didn't mind being different. Breakfast, Mom called. Okay, Jessica yelled. She gave her hair 3 more brushes, 48, 49, 50, wheeled out of the bathroom and ran down to the kitchen. Monica, Jessica's 3-year-old sister, was sitting on the floor. Hi, Monica. Hi, Mom. Boy, am I hungry. You could use some meat on your bones, Mom said. You want a waffle? Scrambled eggs? Fruit salad? Cereal? All of the above, Jessica replied, nodding. I'm starving. Morning, ladies, Dad said, walking into the kitchen. He poured himself a cup of coffee and sat down at the table. Hi, Dad. Nice suit. Thanks, he said, smiling at her. What's going on in school, Jessica? How's Mr. Fabiano? Mr. Fab is fabulous. She poured herself a large bowl of cereal. Next week, we're going to start a research project. On? My future profession, Jessica said, like what we want to be when we grow up. And you want to be a lawyer, right? He smiled at her. Like father, like daughter. Nope, she said. I want to be the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Nice, he said, nodding. But most Supreme Court justices are judges first, and most judges are lawyers first. You'd make a fine lawyer, Mom said, putting a plate of scrambled eggs in front of her. You've got the mind for it. Yes, and the law is important, Dad said. Without the law, there would be total anarchy. Monica ran over and took the seat next to Jessica. What are you going to be when you grow up? Jessica asked her. A horsey rider, Monica said, dead serious. Can you teach me, please? I've got to go to school, Jessica told her. I thought today was a home day, Monica said sadly. Nope, it's Friday. Tomorrow's a home day. Here's your waffle, Mom said to Monica. Let me help you cut it, Jessica offered. No, I do it myself, Monica said. She stabbed her fork into the waffle, but it slid off the plate and knocked over her cup. Orange juice spilled onto the table and all over Dad's suit. She can't do it herself, Dad yelled, jumping up. What were you thinking? For heaven's sake, she's only 3 years old. Sorry, Dad, Jessica said. Now I've got to change. Now I've got to go change. Dad stormed out of the kitchen. Chapter 4, Sean O'Day. He was walking with the dog. They were walking through a huge mansion with many large and beautiful rooms, but the house was the forest, and the rooms were made by trees. The trunks grew close together to form walls, and he found he could walk through the walls and enter clearings lit from above by a soft light that flickered as it sifted through the leafy branches. He entered one forest room where the light was so green and pure. He sat down for a moment and closed his eyes. The dog came and sat close by him. It was quiet. He sat with his hunting rifle, holding it loosely with the safety on and the chamber empty. Hey! A hand roughly shook his shoulder. Hey, wake up! Sean blinked, opened his eyes, and saw Darlene. He groaned and rubbed his eyes. He hated getting bumped out of a dream, especially a sweet dream like that. Come on, bud. It's almost 1:15. You better get a move on or you'll miss the bus. He glanced at the clock, barely 20 minutes before the school bus came. He waited until Darlene left the room before he got out of bed. From the top drawer, he dug out a clean pair of socks, but he couldn't find any clean t-shirts, and not a single pair of clean underwear either. He went to the pile of clothes on the floor and dug through them until he found a pair of shorts and a t-shirt that didn't look too bad. In the kitchen, Darlene was sipping a cup of coffee and staring out the window. Behind her on the counter, Sean made a quick count of the empty green beer bottles. 11. Top of the morning to you, she said. Hi. He didn't have to ask where Dad was. Passed out in the bedroom, sleeping it off. You've got quite a pile of dirty clothes in your room, Darlene said. Smells like a locker room in there. Would you do me a favor, Sean? Pick up those clothes and throw them into the washing machine. I'll run it through. Yeah, okay. I'll do it after school. Darlene sometimes reminded Sean of Dad's last girlfriend, Carla. Carla had been 10 years younger than Dad, and Darlene was even younger than that. She was 22, barely 10 years older than Sean. He opened the fridge. "We got any bagels?" he asked. "We're out," Darlene said. "I'll get some when I go shopping today. You want some scrambled eggs?" "No." "Well, you better eat something," she said. "Don't got time," he answered, even though his stomach was growling something fierce. He yanked a can of soda from a six-pack and tucked it into his knapsack. Then he went back to his room, grabbed a candy bar from the top of his bureau, and slipped out the house. And that is the end of chapter 2 and chapter 3. I'm sorry, chapter 3 and chapter 4.